There's no doubt in my mind that everyone here says, I know him. Right? I know Jesus. I've heard of him. I know who you're talking about. My question to me, this guy looking at myself on the phone, my question to this guy, and my question to you. This week, do you really trust him enough to lean on him in any and every situation? That's what I want you to think about tonight. Do I trust him enough to lean on him in any and every situation, no matter the outcome, no matter the cost, no matter the benefit, no matter the bad situation that's going to come out of it, no matter anything? Do I trust him? If you love me, you will keep my commandments. If you trust me. If you trust me. Listen, the young lady got up and talked here and told about everything that she experienced away from here. Listen, I understand that this place is a safe haven. I understand that when you come here, it's comfortable and everybody's here for the same reason and the same purpose. Because it's amazing, because before the foundations of the earth even began, Jesus knew that each and every one of you would be here today to learn more about him, to become more like him, and to learn to trust him. And that is a miracle in itself. Listen to this. I can relate to you because I used to be you. I used to be you. You go back home and everything's good for a day or two, and then you just go stupid because you're influenced. Because in all reality, you don't really trust him. Bottom line, you don't really trust him. You think you trust him, but you don't really trust him. Because if you really trusted him and you really submitted to him, it wouldn't be that way. Because once you've tasted and you've seen that he is good and you've given every ounce of who you are to him, you cannot flee from him. Because he has you and his word will not return void and he will not let you go. You will have to submit to him or suffer the consequences. Bottom line. Listen to this. This is from a guy that came to camp with Andy and I. I'm not going to tell you how long ago, because it was a long time ago, right? I remember this guy when we were in junior high school. I remember this guy. Man, he was on fire for Jesus. He would listen to Petra, White Cross, all those Christian 80s bands that everybody thought was devil-possessed. And he would listen to all these, and DeGarmo and Key and all that. And I thought, man, this dude's nuts. This dude's crazy. And all through high school, he was just Jesus, 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 Jesus. And one day, it came up all over school. Man, this dude's girlfriend's pregnant. And I'm like, I thought this dude was somebody, dog. I mean, this dude's like on the seventh heaven, man. He's in tune with God. This dude's in tune with God. And next thing I know, boom. And everybody's bashing, oh, I knew it was fake. 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 He's not real. He's not this. He didn't really trust. Let me tell you something. Every man falls. Every one of you will fall. I will fall. It's not about the fall. It's about how we get up and respond to the adversity in our lives. And I remember this guy. Even though he fell, Brock, and people ridiculed him and made fun of him and talked about him like he was a dog, and his girlfriend, which they got married and they've had 5 or 6 more kids. But during this time, everybody chose to hammer on him. You know, where was your trust in God? Where was this? What I thought you leaned on God for everything, and here you are fulfilling the lust of your flesh. But I remember this guy, Brock. And this morning I stood in my kitchen and I wept because I remember this guy. I remember how he trusted in Jesus. I remember how he leaned in Jesus. I remember how he would try to guide me in the way that I should go. And I was like, man, I'm thinking, dude, you're crazy. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. And the whole time in the big scheme of things, God had a purpose and God had a plan that he was using him Connor in my life to mold me and get me to go into the way of the Father the way He did, because God knew what my calling would be. And I stood in my kitchen this morning and I couldn't shake this guy off my mind. And I was weeping and I texted him. And I don't talk to the guy very often, but now he's a preacher. God's called him to preach, and he preaches the gospel. And he stands for Jesus. And you know why he has a heart of compassion? You know why he has a heart of love and a heart of trust? It's because he's been to the bottom of the barrel, and he's seen that God remained faithful through each step of him coming back. Even when he was at his lowest, he looked to heaven and God was faithful, and God pulled him up, and God restored him into his fold and into his kingdom. And he trusted that what God said to him was true. You're going to fall, but I love you. You're going to mess up, but I love you. You're going to not do the things you need to do, but I want you. I love you. I created you for me. Listen to what he says, and I'm going to be quiet. I'm sorry. I said, Jake, as I prepare to go speak at a youth camp this week, I remember how you stood firm for the Lord in our younger days. I have never forgotten your influence. Listen, young people, there's going to be people sitting with you on these benches that when you're 40 and 50 years old, you will never forget what they stood for, you will never forget what they meant, and you will never forget how they honored Jesus with their life, even when they failed. I said, I'm listening to some Petra, thinking about you. Some Petra, this means war, 25th anniversary. Don't let your heart be hardened. Don't let your love grow cold. May it always stay so childlike. May it never grow too old. May it always be forgiving, never satisfied with right. I got home after church and grabbed my phone before I forgot everything that I forgot to come up here because I was so excited to see you, Brock. I left my sleeping bag at home. I left my sheets at home. I left my pillow at home. I don't have nothing, but thank God that you guys rescued me and got me fixed up. He said, hey, listen to this. Listen to this. In his hard time, he remained faithful, even though it wasn't easy for him. Even though when he was being ridiculed, he could have turned the other way, and he could have went so far away from God that he would have never had nothing to do with him. Because he messed up. Because he was embarrassed. Because he felt like God could never love him completely because he thought he messed up too bad. And there's never too bad with Jesus. There's never too bad. He says, hey man, I appreciate you're still standing. Because let me tell you something. I too have been through it. Not in his way, but I've been through it to the point where I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to face anybody I knew because I was embarrassed. He said, hey, I appreciate you still standing through hard times. Listen to this, young people, and take this to your cabins. I want you to dwell on this and think about it. It said, God gives us the opportunity to be faithful or to fall. Did you hear me? He gives us the opportunity to be faithful or to fall. He is ever loving and merciful. He knows our deepest weaknesses and our spiritual faintings. He knows these things. Don't think it's strange that he knows these things. He made you in your mother's womb. He knows every inkling from top to bottom, in and out of who you are. And our spiritual faintings, yet desires, listen to this, young people. This is the key. This is the key. Like I said earlier, it's not an A, B, C, or D thing with Jesus. It's about an open heart and a repentant heart and saying, I need you more than I need a drink of water. I need you more than I need food. I need you more than I need these clothes. I need you more than I need my hair. I need you more than I need anything. Amen. That's what it's about. And our spiritual faith yet desires a relationship with us. He desires a relationship with us, folks. With us. That relationship, get this, young people, that relationship is our highest calling and our only purpose in life. Yep. It's our highest calling and our only purpose in life. You're here. I know that I know that I know that I know. I trust Him that you're here because He ordained you to be here. He created you in His image. He created you to be His. And this week, we're going to look at 5 things. The 5 keys to trusting Jesus. The 5 keys to trusting Jesus. We're going to learn to trust Him with everything we are. We're going to learn to trust Him in the good and the bad. In other words, we're going to learn to lean on Jesus no matter the cause. No matter the case, no matter the outcome, we're going to learn to lean on Jesus. And you're going to leave out of here. And you're going to fall on your face. And you're going to mess up. But then you're going to remember that He is faithful. And He is true. And He is just. And you're going to get up. You're going to dust yourself off. And say, Lord, my bad. I apologize. Forgive me. I'm going on with you. And Xavier, you're going to go to the next road, and the next road, and the next road, and the next road. And He's going to keep anointing you. He's going to keep blessing you. He's going to keep prospering you. And He's going to keep putting His words in your mouth and His Spirit to flow out of you. And all men are going to be drawn to Him because you are the generation that will usher in the King of Kings. You are that generation. Jesus is on the throne. Jesus is King. Jesus is the I am. He's the only way, Malachi. He is the only way.